Okay, this is my presentation on using sensitivity analysis for capital budgeting. My name is Dozier. This is for my business 604 class, and it is everyone December. Okay, to start off, I have a few definitions. Capital budgeting is the process organizations use to evaluate whether or not to fund major projects or investments intended to increase cash flow or advance strategic objectives. To me, this basically means that this is a process that companies use to determine whether they are going to invest in something like a project or a product. And they will use sensitivity analysis, which is a statistical tool used in financial modeling to analyze how the different values of a set of independent variables affect a specific dependent variable under certain specific conditions. And this is more so like a what if. So like, what if this happens? Then how will this affect the outcome? How will changing one variable affect the end product? And the uses of sensitivity analysis, it helps companies understand the influences of different variables or factors. It helps identify mistakes in original benchmarks and ultimately helps them make informed decisions. The importance of sensitivity analysis: number one, it assesses financial viability. 2, identifies risk factors. 3, optimizes decision making. And 4, enhances stakeholder communication. So this is important because, businesses don't want to make mistakes. So this allows them to see all the risk factors kind of ahead of time before they commit to a product or project or whatever. And it just helps them catch errors and see all the risk factors that could happen before they commit to the product. Next, we have sensitivity analysis, quantitative and qualitative steps. These are the 2 steps that go into sensitivity analysis. So starting off with qualitative, you will identify the key variables. 2, understand the relationship between the variables. 3, choose the analysis method. And then you have quantitative, which is the actual data, the numbers. You start off with defining the range. And you must make sure that the range is realistic whenever you're doing this. 2, you will perform the analysis. This is actually doing it. 3, calculate the change in sensitivity. So whenever you get the data, calculate how much change there is. And then lastly, you have analyzing the results. So after everything is said and done, you look at the results, see what everything is and how it affects your business. If you want to invest in a product or not, this is the end result. Some things you take into account before beginning the sensitivity analysis is the design of the experiment, and then the things you want to change, and then the things you want to observe. So the things you want to change are your independent variable or your input. And then you have the things you want to observe, which are the dependent variables and the outputs. So that's important early on because you need to know exactly what you want to see and know the desired outcome to know kind of how to organize your analysis. Okay, and the different types of analysis techniques. So number 1, I have one-way sensitivity analysis. This is analyzing one single parameter in order to see the outcome of the model. 2, you have two-way sensitivity analysis. This is analyzing 2 variables simultaneously versus the outcome. 3, you have scenario analysis. This is the process of analyzing the impact of potential future events or scenarios that could happen. So this is more so a what if. What if this happens? What if that happens? 4, you have the Monte Carlo simulation. This is a mathematical technique used to predict possible outcomes of an uncertain event. This is more so the probability of outcomes. Lastly, you have stress test, and this is pushing the product or project to their breaking point to see the potential failures. Okay, lastly, I have the topic of question of question. How can a project's risk be incorporated into a capital budget analysis? So you could identify the risk. You can have operational risk, financial risk, market risk, or external risk. Next, risk assessments of identified risk. 3, strategies to mitigate the risk. 4, you could calculate the NPV and IRR. I have included the formulas on the side for those. And lastly, I have adjust discount rates based on the project risk. These are my references, and that is my PowerPoint. Thank you.